Hello everyone, I'm Manix86 and this is the follow-up tutorial video for Trails in the Sky FC, 20% glitchless. This is exactly where we left off last time, at the beginning of day 2 of the prologue. So today, this video will cover up until the Malga Mines, so a good portion of the second half of the prologue. So I'm going to put some notes a little bit on the screen here. The start of this is nothing complicated, just a small purchasing. Also, this cutscene first. So you'll just want to be ready to select option 1 after Cassius has crossed over the bridge. And when he turns around. Like that. Be nice to be able to cut these, but nope. Speedrun don't let you. If somebody finds out how, though, that'd be neat. So there's a bit of text here, and then we'll just head to the store in town. And we're gonna buy our first set of weapons that we get for Estelle and Joshua, and we're gonna equip them. So it's after the guild right here. A little bit of text for the first time you talk to them. You're gonna go shop, buy power rod. You're gonna buy 1 power rod. Oops. You're gonna buy 1 kunai. And you're gonna equip them right away. So Estelle's gonna equip the power rod, the kunai on Joshua. And you're just double back and go into the guild and talk to Aina. Just gonna give you a quest about the farm, which we'll explain shortly. But we're gonna do something before that. We're gonna go to the palm one. So I like to turn my camera like this here, because it's a good angle to engage the palms. So you want to move to the 3rd screen here. We're gonna stop at the 2nd one before I explain something though. Okay. We're just gonna make like a safety test save because there's a lot of RNG for this. So just in case, I'm gonna make a load that I can show you guys different stuff. So if you're not too familiar with everything about the game, we're going to engage into killing a palm. And we need to use our S-crafts. Ooh, that insect was close. We're going to use our S-craft to ensure that we kill it. But there's conditions to the fight that apply. And I'm going to switch my slide here about palms. There we go. So there's 2 scenarios for this palm one. So first thing you have to do is engage the palm preemptively, which is typically from the left. If you're looking at the detailed notes, you'll see I put an image, but otherwise I'll show you how that works most of the time for this one. But essentially you want to attack them from the back and get a preemptive. You're going to have to use your S-craft on certain conditions. So the first scenario is Estelle needs to be able to have a S-craft on a bonus Sepith, which is the red gem. Joshua has to attack the same one that Estelle's going to attack. But just on their own with no boost, they're not strong enough to kill it. So we'll have to get either Estelle to cast a morale first, which is scenario B in this case. Or scenario A, Joshua gets either a crit turn, the exclamation point, or the damage 50 bonus on his turn to make up for the damage. So I'll explain that a little bit more as I show. So there's a lot of RNG here, so do practice this a lot. So he shows up right here, there he is. Sometimes he's not there, just exit and re-enter. So you engage him to the left like this. So let's evaluate the turn order here. Like I said, we need a bonus gem turn. There's one right after Estelle, and we can get that with her because when you cast your quick attacks, basically you can steal an enemy's turn spot or another character's spot. It trumps everything you do. So here, this is like an amazing first encounter. I wish I would have had that in the speedrun. So we got Joshua with a crit turn, which we've established is good. We got a gem turn for Estelle, which we've determined is good. So we could go right ahead here. We just need to make sure we target the same one. So in this case, I'm going to press 2 to do Joshua's Sever. Right here. Okay. And you can see it took a token. Now here, what I'm going to do with Estelle is I'm going to hit move quick, but before it's the next bomb's turn, I'm going to cast her skill so it steals a gem turn. So like this. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind so you can steal an enemy's turn. I'm going to attack the same one. And the reason why we do it on a gem, you saw those gems that come down, it's really important. And now the next task is to let them run away. So there's one run away. Just move or heal if really necessary, because you don't want to die. Okay, that's one way to do it. I'm just going to sort of do it multiple times and show different scenarios and explain my reasoning in it. So as he... Oh, he's here. There we go. So he went up, so you still want to engage him preemptively. So as you can see here, there are no bonus separate turns, red gems, so automatically you want to run away from this fight. And when you run away from this fight, just stay in position and it's going to automatically re-engage as preemptive. Just leave, just wait, and a new preemptive as long as you're engaged previously in preemptive. Okay, this is a good example of where you have to think there's a chance here that you can take. So the first turn is a crit 10 for Joshua. That's not enough to kill the bomb. So I would need Estelle's morale, or I would need Joshua to go on that crit turn that's after the 3 palms. There's a risk here involved in that if the palm that you attack first with Estelle here runs away, then it doesn't work. So we're still gonna give it a shot just so I can show you guys how that works. So I'm gonna do one with Estelle here. I'm gonna skip Joshua's turn and I'm gonna try to steal that exclamation part. They might also run away too quickly and not let me have it, so we'll see. So as soon as the one before engages, you can steal it like that. There we go. So I got lucky, it didn't run away, so now I can kill it. There we go, and then the next ones you want them to run away. Perfect. That's great. So that's another scenario that you can do. Okay. So here we run away right away. There's no gem. Sometimes you can get stuck here for several minutes if you don't get the right turn order. Alright, so here's a good example of the next scenario. So there's no crit damage bonuses for Joshua that we can use, but Estelle gets a turn before the red gem, which means we can try the morale strat. Okay. So we talked about why we put Joshua where he is in the first video in the sewers. It's for this, so that the morale reaches Joshua. Okay.
Come on.
Okay. In this case, I'm not going to S-craft with Joshua right away. I'm going to wait for Estelle to try to steal the gem turn there. And the reason for that is there's palms going after me, and if one of them actually runs away that I have attacked with Joshua first, then it doesn't work. So I just want to ensure that I line up in this case. my 2 skills. Let's try that. See, they all ran away, so I couldn't even use my quicks there. So that's a scenario where you might have to load or leave the zone and come back. So I didn't get to mention that there. Let's say the palm is not here. Let's walk up. So the palm is there. Let's pretend the palm isn't. Just leave the zone and come back and check again. Because there's a chance, see, like here, the palm is not there right now. There's a chance that the palm doesn't show up. So you might have to do that a couple times, occasionally. The rate is not that outrageous. I've had it where I had to check like 5 or 6 times at most. Which, you know, in a speedrun is a lot. But, like here, that was 2 times. There it is. Okay. So here, there's no gem. So this is another one where there's a crit after for Joshua. So what you want to do is skip Joshua's turn so he ends up on the crit. Then you steal his tusk crit. So you would go like this. And then you would do 2. And while the first S-craft is underway, you can queue in the second one. So like this. Go. Then you want them to run away. There's also a crit 50 down there and a red gem, so like this was pretty... Yeah, don't do what I was about to do there. Don't run away yourself because it doesn't count. So the enemy has to run away if you want the bonuses. Right? So practice this several times. I mean, in the beginning I remember I would always use the wrong S-craft, or you know, I would cast it at the wrong time. Just get used to how that works, to interrupting turns and stuff like that. Once you get your Palm 1, you can go to the Perzel Farm, which we will be putting on screen here. Perzel Farm is up here. Gotta watch out for the insects there. I took a little bit of a right turn there, but yeah, you can get up there fairly safely. So this will lead to the Crop Muncher fight, which is also heavily in RNG. So the first thing you want to do is go down here, talk to Tio. And you go into the farmhouse. You can take the right door here, it's faster. And then there's going to be like a mini cutscene or so here. So the goal of the Perzel Farm fight is to get out of it with Estelle and Joshua having approximately 50 CP or more. You know, that won't always be the case. It's a bit of a random fight. Sometimes the enemies can just fall asleep and not attack you to build CP. Sometimes they can just run away really far and waste your time. Like, it's a little bit of a figure out what to do on each fight. Of course, both your characters need to survive because you don't want to lose the CP from a death and the experience. The first thing you do when you gain control here is you go in here in the first greenhouse. It's just a short text. You leave and you go back where Tio was. Here. Right. Here we go. Here it is. So you want to, the way this works is you want to engage them preemptively. So you can do like a triangle movement that I like to do. You can move like this and come to the back like that. If you go to the front, he'll run away and you have to do it somewhere else. So the turn order of the start of this fight is always the same, but after turn 2, like, you have to gauge the situation. So you'll always want to do Soul Blur on the back boss and Aqua Bleed with Estelle, one of the small guys. The reason why we don't focus Estelle on the first turn on the first boss, it'll bring him down the HP threshold where the boss wants to heal themselves, and we want to avoid that. So you'll do Soul Blur and Aqua Bleed. Personally, I like to Aqua Bleed this one. I don't know why. I feel like he always tends to go further away, while this one has more of a chance to aggro and attack Joshua, which is what we want. So I'm just going to target this one, but again, if you target the other one, it's not a big deal. They both have to die in the end. See, like that, he just ran away and decided to fall asleep, which is a big waste of time. And this one decided to fall asleep again. So you guys are seeing the wonderful prop punchers. Now, the first attack of the boss should be airstrike, and usually the boss targets Estelle. I've rarely seen it where it targets Joshua. In fact, I don't even think I've ever seen it. So that's okay. And then turn 2, you want to both do your arts on the boss. So I'm going to do Soul Blur. I'm going to do Aqua Bleed. So he should start a... Okay, he decided to heal. That's unfortunate. Sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. That just means I'll have to waste an extra time on the boss. So as I said, turn 3 is always wait and see, but one thing we know for sure is you want to get rid of the boss first. Okay, this one's coming down, which is better. There he goes, healing again. So they can do this forever, just heal and stay alive. But at least here they hit Joshua, so... Because we're having to waste so much attacks on the boss here, I'm almost guaranteed that we'll have enough CP because we're basically wasting extra attacks. So because they're close here, you have to decide. You can either do auto attacks with Joshua. You have to do some because he only has 20 soul, or you can do Soul Blur, which is a little bit longer, but there's no chance to miss. So in this case, I'm going to attack this one because, like I said, we're already close to 50 down on the combat points, or the craft points, sorry. So I'm going to attack the one that's almost dead, and of course we missed. So everything I'm saying out of my mouth is happening. It's like the magical tutorial of say what you want and it's going to happen. So I'm still going to target the same one here. Estelle is getting a crit here, so I'm going to hope that the crit kills this guy in one shot. So I'm going to take Joshua and attack this one. And he misses again. This is absolute terrible scenario. There we go, 150 crit. I don't know what I was worried about. So as you can see here, now I have to watch because Joshua's almost dead, so let's make sure we finish this fight. Everybody's well over the CP that we need. And after you're done, you select option 1, and that's it for Perzel Farm. I'm just gonna reload the fight a second time to try it again. It should be very different, which is, you know, a trademark of that fight. But you guys got an example of a pretty bad one that was quite drawn out. A lot of heals, a lot of sleeping, some misses with your attacks, etc. You do get a heal at the end here. Alright, I'm gonna get a chance to load here. Gotta watch the cutscenes before I can go into my menu. So I forgot to do a save state that I wanted, like, right before the fight. Let me see if I have one. I've made these for a reason, right? Okay, there we go. I do have one. Okay. So I knew these things would come handy one day. Go. Let's just do another one. A little bit in faster motion. There's some crits coming up here, so we gotta see what happens there. One of them is gonna be Joshua's, which means the boss might heal because it's crit turn. There's a chance that the soul burst stuns, which didn't happen. It's always nice. So we're gonna keep the same turn order here. We do want to try to get rid of the boss. So this is what you normally want. He's gonna charge a second airstrike, but we're gonna kill him before it happens. We're lucky we got 2 crits here, so Estelle essentially got what she wanted. Now here we can see in my save state Joshua's way ahead in CP. That's normally not the case. I must have had a really bad fight somewhere for that to happen. And the crits of course also has extra damage. But I'm still gonna do it as if it was separate. So in this case, there's not much you can do. The enemy is like far. It would take you a couple turns to walk over. Just spam some arts. You know, it'll still turn out fine. As you can see, this is why we don't want the Aqua Bleeds to go far. As you can see, the animation was pretty slow compared to Soul Blur, which is almost the same speed regardless of distance. Alright. So we'll proceed from here. So that's why I put on my video here. Who knows? It just means that you gotta adapt to this turn 3 and on. Okay, let's put our next notes which will be the Malga Mines section. You guys got to see the Perzel Farm cutscene twice. You're lucky. So we're gonna head back to the village of Verlent, and to do that, the fastest way is this way. Cut out. I like to cut behind this rock here because of this guy. If you're fast enough, he bumps into this rock. So just be mindful when you come down here to watch out for the red insect. And you just wanna keep your track down to the village. Okay. So you go to the Orbital Factory. Now this is a really important part. In fact, I want to save here. I want to show you guys what happens if you... Because our next goal is going to the Malga Mines. There's something that happens if you... I can't exactly remember where, but here he gives you a quest. You have to decline it the first time. But let's assume I accepted it. He wants me to go back to the Milch Main Road where we were to fix Orbital Light, which is not where we want to go, but the game sort of locks you to go. So if I try to leave here, or sorry, I think it takes a little bit longer. Anyway, I'm not going to go all the way to the mines here, but basically, once you get to the mines, it's like, oh no, we shouldn't go that way, blah, blah, blah. We have to go to the other way, or you're lost. So when you talk to Freddy here, you can hold cancel, and like we said earlier, holding cancel doesn't make a decision. So you have to worry about that. Just make sure you go to decline and hit decline. And as soon as you hit decline, you're gonna make a purchase of quartz, which is EP cut and blind. So as we talked about here, I could press right and go down here. That's one way. I personally just press up and up, just because it's easier to remember, but you purchase one EP cup and one blind. You don't have to equip it right away. As soon as you leave the orbital factory, cross over here to the guild. Talk Diana. They'll turn in the previous quest and sort of tell you to go see the mayor. We'll do that, so you just keep going here to the mayor's house. Text starts as soon as you get in, so you can hold to text. You'll just have a short speech and get you on your merry way to the mines. Nope. So you just leave. And now we gotta go back to the Malga Mines. So I'm gonna turn my camera like this. This is what I like because it's what I'm used to when I come up here normally. So it's sort of like the same feel, if you'd like. Okay. So we're gonna basically do a portion that looks the same as before, which we're gonna get through here. The same way as before. The first screen doesn't change. But at the fork here, we're gonna go to the right. Now, this is one of the hardest things early on in the game, which is dodging these little red insects. There are 4 of them. Find an angle that works for you. I like to use this angle. If you don't dodge them, it's not a big deal. Engage and run away. But if you do get into a fight, try to turn around. Like if you know you're gonna miss the dodge, just forcefully put you in a normal engagement by walking straight into them instead of letting them hit your back, so you don't get preemptive. So usually I try to go here and okay, see like that, like he was about to pincer me. I just turned around, let him have it. I use this camera angle because I like to keep it this way. I'm gonna try to get this second one. It's pretty. It's a little random where they can be. There I saw them at the bottom, so I knew I could. What you want to do is sort of juke them. This one usually looks away. So what you want to do, sort of, you can see him right there. I like to move forward, juke him towards me, and then take a different path like that. You can definitely do that. So practice that, and you'll get to do it again on your way back. So there are going to be essentially 8 insects. If you get like 3 out of 4 on each chirp, that's pretty good because some of them are really hard to dodge. Okay, so you go here, press the switch, and ride the cart. This part's a little bit tedious in the Malga Mines. So you'll go here. Check the elevator. It says it needs a key, which we don't have. So we'll hit the card and hit right again. We'll change the path again, so we'll hit the switch. And then we'll talk to this miner, which is the one that gives you the key. And then you gotta ride it again. As you can see, this is really fun. Switch it one more time, and ride our way back to the elevator. And we'll take it down. We want to select option 1 here shortly after a few text boxes. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now let me switch my nice little slide, I think. Okay. So there's a battle position change here. I was running out of space. I wasn't able to put the image of the battle change, but I'll be sure to point it out. So anytime you come down here, like it doesn't need to be specifically in this spot, as long as you do it before the first crab fight. So the first thing you'll do is go to Tactics, Battle Position, and all you'll do here is move Joshua 1 space here. So just from there to here. You leave Estelle where she is. And that's it. Okay. So he has to be in the very top corner. And the reason for that is we want enemies to be aggroed a certain way. And then you'll go to Orbments. And for Estelle, in slot 1, you're going to put Blind. And in slot 2, you're going to put EP Cut. So yeah, the HP's gone, it's fine. So the reason we do Blind and EP Cut, you'll see at the bottom it gives me a skill called Hellgate. Right here. Hellgate is a small area of effect skill that does a ton of damage. It does cost quite a bit for the early game, as you can see, 27. And but it will allow us to kill enemies really fast. And yeah, Blind EP Cut is one of the most popular combinations that we'll be using in the run. And that's it for your menuing. It's not a super hard menu. There are 4 crab fights here, and all the fights are the same. So we'll cross over here, over the bridge, go down, and talk to this miner guy. The chief miner. And he just explains to us that this gem has been attracting enemies. So the goal of the crab fights, there are 4 of them. 4 quest related fights, there's also roaming ones. But after the 4 quest fights, you want both Joshua and Estelle to have 100 CP, because we'll need to do another palm fight after this. So we need both of them to have the yes craft. Alright. So here's how these fights work every time. So sometimes Joshua might go first, sometimes Estelle might go first. So what I'm gonna do is go to Art with Estelle, go to Hellgate, and target the back one. So right now they haven't moved, so I know hitting down is gonna move to this one. But if he moves up, depending on if he moves up, it might target him first, or you might have to change. Just be mindful that you always target this one. And with Joshua, it's simple. We're just gonna move and stay put. So this crab will hit Joshua. So as you can see, I have an extra amount of CP here. He already reached 100, but normally he would be closer to what Estelle has, so getting hit is important. And this is why you cast Hellgate there, you kill 3. So Estelle should get her 100 here from being the damage dealer. So killing 3 enemies is going to give you a ton of CP. So after here, I like to turn my camera like this. Avoid this crab, because you want to go down here. For the second fight, there's a bit of text that you have to go through first. And the fight is identical. In this case, Joshua goes first. No problem, we'll skip his turn first. So they'll move. There we go. And that's why you target the back one, because they're not necessarily all targetable. Okay, so you notice Estelle only has EP 26 right now, so she can't cast any more Hellgates, which is where we're going to use the conveniently placed heal station that was placed. I will mention, when we go to the healing station, there's an annoying crab in the way. You have to watch out. If you get engaged, it's not a big deal. Run when you can. But like this guy, he's always in the way. So make sure you rest here. And then go back across. Here I like to do the alternation mash because there's only a few boxes right away. Here we're gonna stay put again. There we go, Hellgate. So as you can see, there's a circle. It shows like the area effect of the spell. So as long as the enemies touch the border, they don't have to be fully in it. Should get all 3. There we go. So as you can see, this skill is very powerful this early on, even if we haven't like grinded massively or anything. Okay, now we're gonna go to the last mandatory fight. So again, we have to go to this bridge. This crab's in the way. This one can also be in the way as well. Up here. Here's the last one. You guessed it, the fight's gonna be identical. Let him move. As you can see, Joshua does get hit like 4 times at least here. in the 4 fights, so it does build CP quite a bit, even though he's not actively attacking. Now, if he was behind on CP at this point, you might want to try to attack one here. Just so he gets over 100, so I still got exactly 100. That's a pretty amazing feat. Right. And that's it. Once you get that, you go back to the elevator after you've finished all 4 fights. And that's it for the mines. I usually like to split here when it fades out. It's up to you where you want to put your splits. Just a little bit of text here before we have to leave the mines. Okay. Just gonna make a safety save here. Just, you know, so I don't have to restart anything. I do have a good amount of save states that I can use though. So the next step will be in a different video. But first, let's make it back to Relent, which is where we'll set up the next video. So basically we'll want to go back and avoid those red insects. So I like to turn my camera the same way I had it before. Oops. Sorry. Normally it's like this, you just want to do this turn. I did it the wrong way. Okay, so here I'm not sure where he's going to be. Usually he's at the bottom. Okay. This is a perfect example where I completely botched it. So this is what happens if you get a back attack. Surprise attack. Insert attack. Call it what you will. Okay, this one usually again looks away, so we go behind. Okay, so I'm gonna try to move up, move him. This one is the one that I usually don't even try to dodge. It is possible, of course, but the path is a lot narrower, so it would take it takes a lot more to dodge him. But yeah, feel free to get used to dodging those guys. Or like I said, if you feel like you can't dodge them, just intentionally force the encounter to run them if you're able to run them away quickly as quick as possible. Alright, and we made it back to town, and we'll end this video here. And next time we will cover the second bomb fight as well as up to the end of this prologue chapter. Thanks for watching this video.